Board. Okay, so today we're going to talk about building a corporate wellness presentation. In building a corporate wellness presentation, you're going to go into the management section of your site. You're going to go into the community that you would like to create a corporate wellness presentation for. In this particular case, I'm going to create one for UPS. When I switch in over to that community, you can see the colors are changing to match the logos that have already been incorporated in for the UPS structure. Then I'm going to go into my Communities tab in order to create a presentation for them. Now, I've pre-recorded and put together this presentation already, but I'll walk through the steps of what I did to get there. So you're going to go to your community, you're going to type on or click on the Details Edit option, and once you get in there, you should have already, and if you have not yet, you can upload their logo, you can upload any type of a landing page image, and you can create a link for all of their employees that would create that landing page. We'll go through that at the end of this presentation. But specifically what I'm going to be addressing right now is the Presentations tab. So when you click into the UPS, click on the Presentations tab, it'll allow you to edit the presentation for this particular company. So when I go to the edit, it's going to allow me to upload a picture of the landing page, which you would have created in the other aspect. And I'll do a recording on that as well, on how to create those landing pages. But you also have the ability to put together any type of background image. We have a number of background images that we've already saved to this very large size of 1920 by 1080 that I'm going to make available for everybody through the Google sheets that we have at the bottom of the Learning Center. So if you don't already have access to that, make sure you send me a Gmail account, a Gmail email that I can make you have access to those images. So once you upload the background image and you put in what we call our fanned out image, which is basically a representation that it's mobile friendly, it's tablet friendly, it's computer friendly, and then it shows that we have a lot of different screens that are available in our system. And most importantly, in the corporate wellness environment, that we can address the needs of 100% of an employment base instead of the 14% that statistically will join a gym. As statistics are showing, 6% of a typical membership population of a company is responsible for 75% of the insurance requirements, the catastrophic events, and the things that happen inside of that company. So those 6% are not your opt-in people. So you really want to talk the company into going with the lower priced model, which I'll show you in just a second here, and get 100% of their people online. So once I put in all of these items, and I will also mention they have to be exact size. If you try to upload a size that's anywhere different in proportions than those pixels, it will not work. It'll tell you that, give you a big red warning saying it must be X pixels by X pixels. So make sure that you understand how to use the cropping tools to do that. The second time that I hit this continue to the next step, it takes me into the package creation. And this is where inside of the corporate wellness presentation, you have the ability to select what prices make sense for your client base. Your pricing inside of your site are based on your total aggregate numbers of people that are inside of your system. If you're going out and you're working with very large groups, your price point will reduce down quite substantially as you add more members. But getting started, you want to make sure that whatever you're charging is going to cover your time that it's going to take to execute and get a corporate wellness program going for this company. So the first package, which we call the bronze package, you want to have as an opt-in. I can tell you that all of the employers are going to say, can we just let employees that want this opt into it? This is where you have that conversation with them about that 6% that aren't the opt-in people that are responsible for 75% of the insurance claims, and you talk them into hopefully getting the silver or the gold package. So you put in here all of the things that come with that package, and you can add or take out or highlight or bold any of these things that you wanted to put emphasis to. The next package is your silver. It should be your least expensive. Notice this is $3 versus the $9.95. Again, another way of talking them into including everybody. You're not trying to charge them $9.95 for everyone. It's just the $3. And then you're going to be able to make less money on a per person basis. But this is also the online only. The only thing that you're committing to do in this is get a listing of all of the email accounts for their employees, dropping it into our access code area, putting in that they're going to be 12 months of access and hitting send. There isn't support and all of those other things beyond that unless you've recorded it and put it in here that you are going to support at whatever level you're talking about. The third step is the gold step, and the gold area of pricing should be a little bit more than your silver to cover extras that you're going to add in. If you have an employment base that has 1,500 people, charging that extra $2 can be, a decent amount of money every month. And that particular example would be $3,000 more in that month. Well, certainly you can do things like adding in a 2-hour lunch and learn, where based on the analytics data that we capture of that employment, you can see they have a problem with obesity or high stress levels or high cholesterol. And you can go in with yourself or other experts that might be able to help you and get a fee that's going to cover that additional support that you're giving that company on helping them overcome the health issues / insurance claims that if they haven't already experienced, they're going to experience. And then the last screen would be a photograph of yourself, your company, your team, your logo, or anything that's appropriate for you to say, this is me, this is what my company does, this is what I'm offering to you. And you can put all of that information in along with your name. And then from there, it'll create an entire opportunity for you then to go in and view the presentation, which will then put in the background image that you put in earlier. It'll put your logo at the top instead of the Fresh Start Transformation. It'll put in the logo of the company that you're presenting to. You have the ability to change the headline here and the name of who's making the presentation. And then it'll walk through all of what we know a corporation is interested in learning, what the company's profile might be with regard to the health of their current people with national statistics, and then what is the impact of a wellness program for this particular company, and what are the benefits that they're going to get out of putting a wellness program in their system. The big one that you're going to see here, for every $1 that they spend, statistically they're getting a $5.93 return based on elimination or reduction of those catastrophic medical events that people would have. Of course, a reduction in sick days is going to happen with healthier people, 28%, 26% reduction in healthcare costs, a 30% reduction in workers' compensation, et cetera. And then we walk through another big topic is the Center for Disease Control announcing that chronic disease is the #1 health issue in America. Obviously, obesity is a big part of that, and that's responsible for 75% of insurance claims. And it talks about that physical activity in a lot of workforces is that the majority of the people sit for their job. And so, again, it will walk through. This is all going to be customized with your branding. You have the landing page that you can create unique to the company so that you can show them that their employees are going to log into a custom landing page with their logo and their colors and their information. This is also the point in the presentation that I jump out to the actual landing page with the branding of UPS, and I very briefly go through. We have extremely customized fitness programming, nutritional programming. If anything shows up in their blood work scores or their biometric screening or any other assessments, we deliver articles to them that's going to educate them on how to overcome or eliminate those issues that they're experiencing. And then I'll jump back into this presentation, which is just another tab that I have open already, and I'll finish out the process of that we understand the health risk assessments, that we deliver articles and videos and now courses to this individual based on what their needs are, what their goals are, and even what their interests are. We have the ability to evaluate on an individual by individual basis where their marker scores show up with regard to their blood tests. Anything that's out of range will automatically start sending articles and videos and education information to that client to help educate them on what is out of range. We have aggregate data, and the aggregate data is all of the employees combined. This is the only data that they can get without a HIPAA release. We do have a client management system that will allow you to log in and see the data if somebody has agreed to and signed a HIPAA release policy that's also part of our system to send that HIPAA release to an employee that you might be working with on a one-on-one basis or whatever the case might be. So then the goal, of course, is the corporate wellness program is to set a course of action based on the population and where the risk factors are, to engage those employees into the corporate wellness program, to track all of what's happening in the corporate wellness program so you know the people who are using it. And our system on the front end of the system shows only the top 10 people and where you are as a person. In the back end, however, in the management section, it shows all of the people. So you can see people who are not using it, and you can hopefully coach them and encourage them to start using the program if they're not, in particular if they're an unhealthy individual. Then it goes into your plans. This is the other area that you have the option to edit, which we went through early in this conversation on what you can set your pricing packages at, what price you're going to set them at, and then your bio on you as what you're offering for this particular company. And I'm going to